I survived the night on top of the bald. It did rain, not hard or anything, but it did rain, and I knew I was going to get blocked for sunrise. Well, not exactly the sunrise I was hoping for, but it's still pretty coming over the gorge and the mountains. One last look at Chioa Bald. Right here is where I camped and had my tent. Sunrise and the valley. So we're gonna head this way and hang to the left to keep on trekking on the Appalachian Trail. Good morning, day 10 on the Appalachian Trail. Still have one more day, but today will be my last night. Plan for today is 15 or so miles. That's figured out because I changed my itinerary going a little further yesterday. Surprisingly, I had a great night's sleep. I probably fell asleep before 9:30. Sat by the fire and let it go, but I didn't want it to go for too long. And then, yeah, slept well. I slept pretty much through the night. I remember waking up around 2, tossed and turned a little bit and fell back to sleep. Woke up at 5 when my alarms went off and it was raining. And I actually woke up before then because of the rain. But either way, I was dry. So I'm still going to count it right now. I have yet to be rained on. So knock on wood, no rain today or tomorrow. And I will make it through my whole trip without being rained on and getting myself wet. So we got a big day. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to make some miles and we'll get started. Anything cool around, I'll show you. I know I still got to stop and eat breakfast since I just had a little bar at camp because I wanted to get going. So, all right, heading north. It's been about 2 hours since I left camp. So I got about a mile left down to Stokoa Gap. So hopefully should be there in about half an hour. I'm going to have brunch there since I didn't really eat too much at camp. Just trying to pack up and get everything together. But I was thinking, I haven't seen anybody. I'm pretty certain there was nobody ahead of me or behind me. I had that mountain entirely to myself for 5 to 10 miles of just nobody. So pretty interesting, a little scary. And this makes me think of something else I wanted to mention. A friend of mine, Scurv, he is a something of a local celebrity in the Indianapolis fish community. He's probably holding court right now, but he asked, how do you know where you're going around here? So when I started this video, you saw there was a white blaze. That white blaze signifies the trail, and you'll see them every, I don't know, minute or so. They're pretty well marked. There are some different indications. I'm going to put them in right now. So in those pictures you saw, there are sometimes just a single blaze. There's sometimes 2 blazes, one right on top of each other, which means the trail is going to go straight. There could be a junction of something else, but the trail will go straight. If there's one on top is to the left, the trail is going to veer to the left. If the blaze on top is to the right, the trail is going to veer to the right. I have had those come up and they can get, I wouldn't say confusing, but you just need to pay attention. And then the other way I know where I'm going is I use an app called Far Out. It follows the trail. It gives me milestones of what elevation I'm at, if there's a shelter, water, road, junction, hostel, all the different things. It also shares elevation on how big it climbs. I'm going to put a couple of those pictures in right now so you can see those as well. So all those pictures are how I know where I am going. Like I said, it gives me the elevation and the images and stuff and important things coming up. If I'm off trail or veered off and not on the Appalachian Trail, it'll kind of show me through GPS that, hey, you are not on the trail line. And it happens pretty quick. It hasn't happened in this trip, but it has happened in trips in the past where I've gone like a minute off. Not even a minute, probably 30 seconds. So I got to climb up, but yes, that is how I know where I'm going and how I can follow along. And obviously you can see the trail most of the time is pretty well indicated. All right, we'll check in at Stokoa. Well, I made it to Stokoa Gap. I ate lunch right over here. I think I got to head this way. It used to be just across the road, but they're doing construction here. Apparently they're going to be making a land bridge for animals to cross over. So that's what Luscious told me when I was getting shuttled over here, because I actually drove past this before I started my hike on Sunday. So we're gonna head this way. Whew, I am out of breath. I'm finishing Jacob's Ladder. I'll put a picture in it right now. So you can see it was a very steep climb in just a short amount of time. Took a lot out of me, even though I was filled up with food, that is. The reason why I'm stopping here is I'm at mile marker 152.7. I started at 52.7. So I've done 100 miles on the AT during this trip. I'm proud of myself. Well, don't come across these very often, but I do have a rule. Every time I see a bench, I must sit on it. So I'm gonna take a breather here for a minute. Okay, checking in. It is about 5 o'clock. I think I still have a mile to the shelter. It says 0.9. I do gotta go up and then down. Been crazy. There's a small, so it must be a service road or something right here. And there's a couple people there, but I was thinking to myself, I have not seen anybody all day. I have not seen a person, not talked to another soul. No section hiking, no flip-floppers, no day hikers. I have not seen a single person. Oh, dang it. Tripping here. All right. We'll check in when we get to the camp. Let's close out the day. We made it 14.2 miles to Cable Gap Shelter. There are two ladies staying here. They're tenting behind the shelter, Sweets and Waverly. They're headed to the NOC, so we don't really cost pass. It's interesting that there are two people here that after I just said hadn't seen anybody all day. But we had dinner. They're already in bed. I got a little bit more to get situated, and then I'm going to be out. Started off, it was a very tough day. Beautiful on the Bald. Sucks we missed sunrise, but we had good views up there. There's a lot of ups and downs today. It was not an easy day. That Jacob's Ladder was tough. So last night on trail, I had my favorite meal. Just gonna try to get some rest and get up in the morning and finish this out. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. About 10 o'clock. About 10 o'clock it just started raining. Turn the camera around for you to see. Luckily I'm all dry.